Let's talk about indicators, specifically how to add them to your chart, what they mean, and the capabilities that you have unlocked with your new Essential, Plus, or Premium plan. Now, what's really important is that if you have an Essential plan, you can add up to 5 indicators to this chart. If you have a Plus plan, you can add up to 10. And if you have the most in-demand, most renowned premium plan, you can add up to 25 indicators. Now, to add an indicator to your chart, it all starts with clicking the indicators button at the top of your chart or pressing the slash button on your keyboard. And when you open the indicators menu, you'll also see you get metrics and strategies as well. That means you have your technicals, all of the built-in technicals here. And when you scroll down, you can see just how much data and resources you have to add to your chart. But you also have strategies, you have profiles, and you have patterns. You are now able to access all of these with your new paid plan. Of course, depending on the plan you have, may limit the number of indicators you can add to your chart or the exact indicators that you have access to. But the point of this video is to show you that whether you have an essential plan or a premium plan, you can now start adding up to 5 or more of these indicators to your chart, specifically focusing on technicals, which we just demonstrated, financials, thus adding advanced financial metrics from various companies across the planet, and of course our community scripts, which are coded daily by traders and investors just like you. All of this can be added to your chart with a single click. For example, we are going to utilize the search box up here at the top. We are going to type in volume, which is a famous and rather popular indicator that you've probably seen before. We've now found our volume indicator. Of course, by using search, you can truly see just how many volume indicators you can access, and it is dynamic, it is robust, it is almost endless. There is something for everyone in our indicators menu. Let's click. Now we've added volume to our chart, and just like that, you've got these wonderful bars down here that show you traded volume. So we can see the price movement. That's what all of these candles are. We're watching price. We're on a daily chart. So this is how price has moved each day going back in time. And now we can see the amount of tradable volume going back in time. Volume helps us understand just how much trading action, just how many shares or contracts, etc. were being traded in accordance with these candles or this price action. But let's keep adding indicators to our chart. We are also going to add a simple moving average. So we just use the keyword moving. Here's moving average simple. Let's go ahead and click. We've added that to our chart. Let's double click to make our necessary changes. We're going to type in 50. We're on a daily chart after all, so length is 50. That means it's a 50-day moving average. So we've now got a 50-day moving average here, and we've got volume. But we're not done yet, because actually we now want to tap into our financial metrics, specifically market capitalization. So now we can also track the market cap of NVIDIA. So we've got our technical indicators in volume and moving averages here, and we've got our fundamental indicators below in market cap. So we are doing a dual form of analysis in both technical and fundamental analysis. And with your all new Essential, Plus, or Premium plan, you can access these specific tools just as we are doing now. Now we are going to add up to 5 because, assuming this video is for all of you new Essential, Plus, or Premium members, you can add this many or more indicators as well as needed. So as we scroll down, the next indicator we're going to look for is the gaps indicator, and we also are going to want to add a volume profile as well. So let's do visible range volume profile. And now you have observed that we've added our 5 indicators. Now this is quite a bit of information, but let us explain to you what's going on, because when you get really good at adding indicators to your chart, you will suddenly realize it's not all that complicated at all. For example, our moving average, don't forget, it's this blue line. We walked you through how we added that. We've got our market cap down here. Don't forget, we demonstrated that already. That's 2 indicators. We've got our volume bars down here. That makes for 3 indicators. We added the gaps indicator, which automatically detects gaps on the chart. Any trader who knows about gaps, right? It's a point in time where the price gaps up and leaves a blank space because there's no traded volume in that exact area on the specific chart, in this case daily. It will automatically draw the gap. So each green rectangle here means there's a gap. So we have this gap and this gap and this gap, and we can see that across the chart. automatic gap detector. And of course, we've added our volume profile. There are tons of information and helpful articles in our help center about these tools, so go check that out. Our YouTube channel also covers all of these tools, but we've added our 5 indicators. Now, why does this matter? Why should you embark on the journey of mastering your favorite indicators and adding them to the chart like this? Well, the most important thing to take away is this is how you can analyze price action and build the chart layout that you need. So for example, in this NVIDIA chart, there are a few things going on. First of all, pay attention to its valuation down here at $2.2 trillion. In fact, what's rather interesting is you can see that since early March, it has really not been able to break above a higher valuation here of $2.2 trillion. So with our fundamental indicators, we can see how much this specific company is worth at any given point in time. Then we can correspond that back to the price action here, and we can actually observe a potential double top right across the chart here. It's not perfect, doesn't line up exactly, but that just might show a sort of distribution event. Has the trend changed since that double top, since this valuation? Now we've got our moving average, a 50-day moving average to guide us. Where could the next support be? If the trend is still intact, do we want to watch our moving average? Because if there's a pullback, well, we always want to know exactly what level we should be watching for. And with an indicator like a moving average or others you may have, they can be used to give you the tools you need to look for that potential support level or pullback area to wait for. But what's also happening is we have our automatic gap detection. That are these green rectangles. These are potentially the support levels to watch. In fact, during the most recent NVIDIA drawdown, you can see this gap was almost filled, but it was quickly picked up. So perhaps on a long-term trend, it might make sense to be patient. Maybe this gap is going to be revisited after such a euphoric move, and as they sometimes say, gaps act as magnets, and this gap zone represents an area where all of these buyers will essentially return to break even. Last but not least, we have our advanced volume profile, which is being automatically calculated depending on our chart starting point here, and it is telling us where the most volume occurred by price. That's why volume profiles are so powerful, because rather than just seeing volume down here, which shows you the volume for, in this case, specific days, we see the volume by price. So what's so fascinating about this chart is look at the volume at the levels $452 per share. This is where the most volume occurred in this chart. The very chart we're looking at, the most traded volume occurred down here. Thus, we must keep in mind that not only is our gap fill and our moving average levels to watch, but maybe this tradable volume might get revisited again. But let's zoom in to remove that area to see what's moving more recently. Now it's going to recalculate because we've zoomed in. We're going to delete this arrow. And how fascinating is that? Right now on this chart, the most traded volume comes down to $889 a share. So from this starting point to this price, $889 a share is the most traded price zone. And that is actually being tested as we speak. We have our moving average, we have our market cap, we have our gaps to watch. We've now created the chart that we need to get started to plan out our next steps, to watch specific levels, to manage risk, and to also just take advantage of the TradingView plan that we have. This is how you can add 5 or more indicators to your TradingView plan, whether it's essential, plus, or premium, and it all starts with understanding the indicators, metrics, and strategies menu right up here. And if you watch this video as an essential, plus, or premium member, we hope that you enjoyed this walkthrough, because now you are ready to get started with indicators, and now you are ready to take advantage of your new capabilities to adding 5 or more indicators, just as we did in this video tutorial, to your chart and doing the necessary research that you need. Thanks for watching.